Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
It was a chilly morning and it's expected to stay cool tonight, so you may need to take special care of your plants and gardens. Let's kick things off with our meteorologist Nathan Hopper with a first look at the forecast. Nathan?
Yes, Stacy, pets, plants, people, the 3 Ps for when we have cool weather on the menu. And of course, it's the first real cool air we've seen so far this season. We do see some clear sky right now on our Home of Economy sky cam in Devil's Lake. Some blue sky there beyond a couple of levels of clouds, some lower clouds and then some higher clouds, and the sunshine there off on the upper right hand side of your screen as some clear sky is more prevalent or will be more prevalent in these areas overnight tonight, and that's where we're expecting the coldest air toward the north and west where those clear skies are. Temperatures out and about right now, upper 40s in areas like Bemidji, Baudette, to low 50s for pretty much the rest of us. 52 right now in Grand Forks and in Fargo. There's where we see those showers. Just as we expected, the best shower chance was toward the south, and that's where those showers have stayed, but those clouds have been abundant for us all day long. And of course, as we go through the rest of this evening, look at this hourly forecast in Fargo, cooling quickly into the 40s by the later hours tonight. North wind still around 10 miles per hour for us in Fargo. Sunset 7:54 p.m. Sunset for Grand Forks at 7:56, but cooling to around 40 by around the midnight hour, which again, Stacy, sets the stage for a cold night, and that's why we do have that first alert weather day for tomorrow morning and Wednesday morning. Looking at potential for a frost or a hard freeze for these 2 nights. Of course, we'll break that down in greater detail coming up in a couple minutes.
All right, thank you, Nathan. Well, a man accused of setting a bridge on fire near Star Lake is in jail. It happened over the weekend. Authorities say Ryan Johnson has a home near the bridge and was arrested for arson. There's no motive at this point. The Otter Tail County Sheriff's Department says gas was poured on the bridge and propane tanks were set underneath to fuel the fire. No one was hurt. The bridge is closed tonight, but the waterways under the bridge are still open. A bizarre crash in South Fargo has crews searching for the driver of a box truck. It happened around 6:30 this morning in the 2500 block of 9th Avenue South by the Avalon Event Center. It appears the truck hit a pole, then turned over, and the driver ran away. We'll update you with information on our VNL News app. Well, it's Labor Day, and as more people plan on hitting the road tonight, law enforcement is ready to react. Since today is one of the top travel days of the year, officials say this means more speeding and more drinking and driving. Tonight on Valley News Live at 10, we'll hear what makes this holiday one of the top days for drinking and driving enforcement and what officials see in our area. Well, let's take a look at the COVID-19 numbers. In Minnesota, the Department of Health is reporting 638 confirmed cases along with 3 new deaths. In total, more than 1,800 deaths have been attributed to the disease. In North Dakota, there are 171 new cases in the state. The death toll is at 156. We'd like to remind you of a COVID-19 testing event that will be happening tomorrow. It'll be at UND's High Performance Center in Grand Forks from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's open to the public. Anyone ages 5 and up can participate, but you do have to register before you attend. You can find the link to do that on our website, valleynewslive.com. As COVID-19 numbers continue to rise in colleges across the valley, officials urged students to not go home this holiday weekend. Many were curious if students would throw parties, but after talking with those on campus, we learned that this Labor Day weekend is quiet at NDSU.
I've noticed that a lot of people don't go out in big groups anymore, and nobody really hangs out in study rooms and stuff like that, so I'm sure nobody's doing that today. I was told that if they were to party, they'd get disassociated, so I haven't seen any parties or heard of anything.
A spokesman with UND says while there is no way to track just how many students stayed in Grand Forks, they haven't heard of any parties or large gatherings on campus. Well, Moorhead police have some bus safety reminders before kids go back to school tomorrow. They're asking students to wait for their bus away from traffic and the street, staying a safe distance away until the bus comes to a complete stop and the bus driver signals them to enter. And a reminder for drivers, you must stop for all red flashing lights on the bus in both directions unless you're on a divided highway. New tonight at 6, the family of a young West Fargo man is working to keep his legacy alive, not only in the Red River Valley, but across the country. 22-year-old Cameron Bolton was killed in a car crash near Mapleton back in June 2018, but has gone on to save dozens of lives through organ donation. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley caught up with Bolton's family today on how they're using rocks to share Cameron's story.
The green is for Donate Life and the blue is for Donate Life.
They might be small, but their message is mighty.
That's so that people can get organs who are sick in the hospital.
A message Sarah Fisher says has finally been distributed to all 50 states, with the next goal of having one rock in every city in both North Dakota and Minnesota.
As with anything, diabetes, cancer, any topic that you could pick, you could read about it in a book, but until you actually live it or know someone who has had it and can put a story to it, it becomes very significant.
Since his passing, Cameron Bolton's organs, bones, and tissues have given gifts to dozens of people across the country. And it's a story that's bagged inside with every painted rock before making their way to the next destination.
Yeah, I think that looks really good.
Since her first rocks went out, Fisher says people have reached out to her from all over the country with their own stories of donation, praising Cameron as a hero and vowing to help keep his story alive. And Fisher says while it can be uncomfortable to think about, she hopes learning about Cameron's gift inspires others to talk with their loved ones about the gift of donation and their end-of-life wishes.
And I hope that they take a look at Cameron's story and say, yes, I would like to be an organ donor, or what is Donate Life? What is this rock all about?
Fisher says today marks a special day as they've now made 2,222 rocks.
Which is very significant because that's Cameron's number.
But says they're far from being done yet.
I'll keep painting, and little Ezra here, who loves her Uncle Cece, we're going to keep painting rocks until maybe every city in the United States has a Donate Life rock, and people will be able to have those conversations with their families.
In South Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Fisher says if you're interested in painting rocks or distributing some on your next family road trip, to get in contact with her, you can find her email address on our VNL News app. Just click on this story. A Grand Forks police officer who was shot and killed was honored by the Minnesota Twins yesterday. Officer Cody Holte was killed while serving eviction papers at an apartment in May. A Facebook post on the team's page says that Holte was a lifelong fan. Well, later on Valley News Live at 6, in these turbulent times, how a Minnesota 5-year-old can inspire all of us.
And the almanac for today in Fargo shows those high temperatures 20 degrees below average for this time of year. The average high, of course, being 75 degrees. In Grand Forks only made it to 53 degrees this afternoon. And for our friends in Jamestown, 52 degrees was that high. Now, we've got some cold nights ahead. We'll break all that down next.